Okay, so I'm gonna read a little bit of an article. It's not exactly an article. It's kind of like a list. This came from a website. It's called Better Than a Segulah. So Segulot For Parnassah. So things that affect Parnassah, right? So this is a list of 39 things. I don't know. Take it at what you will. Some of it. Not all of these opinions are authoritative. Some of them are. But I'll start with number one. It says a person should always do the following to merit abundant livelihood. Learn Torah, daven for Parnassah. Never lie or cheat in earning his livelihood, and have bitachon or trust in Hashem, right? Segulot Yisrael, that's where that comes from. And then that's the reference. Okay, number two, a segulah for Parnassah is not to run after Parnassah. For when one does so, Parnassah runs away from him. Imre Pinchas of Koretz. That's where that came from. Number three, showing Hakarat Hatov to Hashem is a segulah for Parnassah to come easily and quickly. Number four, possessing Yirat Hashem, so fear of heaven and holding firm to this midah is a segulah for Parnassah. Receiving a baracha from a Gadol Hador is a segulah for wealth. So a blessing from one of the great ones of the generation. Number six, in the merit of keeping Shabbos, Parnassah is granted in abundance. Again, there's no reference there. Number seven, it is a segulah for Parnassah to busy oneself with Torah learning according to one's ability. One can even fulfill this by saying a parak of Tehillim. So a parak is like a chapter of Tehillim, if that is what he is able to learn at his level. So number eight, learning Torah every day before one goes out to work is an amazing segulah for Parnassah. Number nine, Talmud. So Tav, Lamed, Mem, Vav, Dalet has the same gematria as pat or bread. So Pei Tav. So that learning Torah is a segulah for Parnassah. This is heard in the name of Ha'admor Hakadosh Mibelz in the name of Rabbi Uri Mishrelisk. Parnassah has, number 10, Parnassah has the numerical value as the Hebrew word Mishnah, learning. So Pei, Resh, Nun, Samach, He has the same numerical value as the Hebrew word Mishnah. So Mem, Shin, Nun, He. So that's 395. So learning one parak or one chapter of Mishnayot every day is a segulah for Parnassah, told to Harav Raphael Mi Varshid in the name of Rabbi Pinchas of Koretz. Number 11, a segulah for livelihood is to daven for Parnassah on Rosh Hashanah. This is from Imre Pinchas. Number 12, a good practice for one who wishes to see success in Parnassah is not to engage in business until after davening. As our rabbis say, it is forbidden for a person to be busy with his possessions, meaning his livelihood, until after he davens. Barachot 14a. So there we go. We got ourselves a nice Talmudic reference there, the first one. It is a segulah to learn Gemara on a regular, consistent basis. Segulot, Haba'al Shem Tov V'Talmidav. It is a segulah for Parnassah to establish for oneself a designated time every day to learn Torah. Sod Yesharim, Tinyana Likutim, page 483. If one doesn't have Parnassah, he should learn Torah and then afterward daven for Parnassah. Number 16, one merits riches through honoring Torah. Number 17, a person should learn Zohar every day, and in that zechut he will merit Parnassah. Harav Pinchas of Koretz. Number 18, in order to ask for Parnassah, a person must first act with humbleness. Tana Develiyahu 85:14. Number 19, even if someone is very busy with his business matters, he is still obligated to learn Torah. Even when he is on his way to work and he is preoccupied with work-related matters, he should learn something. One who does this every day will be aptly rewarded. Ma'alalot HaTorah. When a person recites the words from Ashrei, Poteach et Yidecha Umasbiel Lechol Chai Ratzon, who opens his hand and satisfies the desire of every living thing. He should have the kavana, the intention that his livelihood truly comes from Hashem and not through his own efforts at all. This is from the Ben Ish Chai. Number 21, one who recites Birkat Hamazon, so grace after meals, with kavana, with intention, is not subject to Hashem's wrath, and he thus merits abundant livelihood throughout his life. Be'er Heitiv Hilchot Birkat Hamazon. So, actually, the prayer Birkat Hamazon, the blessing is full of blessings for your family. So that's actually a really good one. 22. One should have specific kavana or intention during the following tefillot, the prayers, as a zechut for parnassah, as a merit for parnassah. This is from Pele Yoetz Parnassah, Sefer HaChinuch, Mitzvah 430. When reciting Shomea Tefillah in the Shemona Ezrei, and when reciting Birkat Hanahenin, specifically during Birkat Hamazon, one should say every letter and word with care and invest a great deal of kavana when saying the words Poteach et yedecha umasbilach hol charatzon. So again, that's the same thing from Psalms. It's just at the end of Birkat Hamazon. So that's from Psalms 145, actually. Okay, so according to the Chazon Ish, Yom Kippur is a time when it is particularly appropriate to ask Hashem for parnassah, just as the Kohen Gadol did in the Kodesh HaKodeshim, the Holy of Holies, on behalf of every Jew. This is heard from Harav Moshe Sternbach. 24. A Hasid once came to the Ruzinger Rebbe and complained, "For years I have been having special kavana during Kedusha of the Yamim Noraim," so the holy days, the high holy days, "as this is said to be a segulah for wealth, but I am still as poor as ever." I wonder what he told him. If you chase after it, it runs away from you, right? Okay, 25. This is the answer. The Ruzinger Rebbe answered the man, "This segulah is for one who has this kavana only during Kedusha, while during the rest of the tefillah he doesn't think about money. But you, the only thing you think about during the entire davening is money, money, money." When one says, 26, when one says the words Poteach et yedecha umasbil chol charatzon during Shachrit Mincha, he should open his hands, so that's in Ashrei, he should open his hands as if to bring down and accept a blessing from above, according to the Ben Ish Chai. Okay, it is a segulah for Parnassah, number 27, to say Parshas Haman. The Torah portion, so this is Exodus 16, I believe. When praying for Parnassah and to believe that Hashem will surely fulfill one's request. Harav Pinchas of Koretz. So that in the Art Scroll Sephard Nusach Siddur, it should come right after. There's a few sections between the end of Shachrit and like Birkat Hamazon on page 200. So somewhere in there, it's in that section right in there. 28. It is a segulah for Parnassah to recite Birkat Hamazon out loud and with much joy. Nitzutze orot lahachida. Okay, part 2, page 218. And that's interesting because a lot of people, they want to say Birkat Hamazon silently, all by themselves, and it's like this is meant to be like a very lively thing. But anyway, one should be very vigilant not to harm another by stealing. This is 29, by stealing or extorting from him in any way. Through this, he will merit to see blessing in all his possessions, according to the Chafetz Chaim, Shmirat HaLashon. Number 30, the Apter Rebbe says that it is a segulah for Parnassah to learn Sha'ar HaBitachon, so the gate of trust in Hashem, from Sefer Chovot HaLevavot. And this is from Divrei Yehezkel HaChadash. Yeah, there we go. Okay, number 31. Harav Moshe Sternbach writes that in the zechut, or the merit of having emunah, or trust, in our Gadolim, in our sages, well, the sages of your time, right? Even when one doesn't understand their words, one merits receiving Parnassah even in ways that he cannot be understood. Ta'am v'da'at parashat bishalach. So number 32, honoring one's wife brings blessing from above. When there is peace between a husband and a wife, the Shekhinah dwells between them, and the blessing comes from the Shekhinah. This blessing comes specifically because of the wife. This comes from Chida, Pesach Inayim. So 33, reciting Parak Shira. So this is the chapter of the songs. It's actually I don't know where you're going to find that. Well, you'll have to look that up. Parak Shira. Reciting Parak Shira brings down abundant blessing and livelihood. Rav Chaim Vital, Sha'ar HaMitzvot, Parshat Ve'et Hanan. So I think Parak Shira is the song of all the animals. Okay. Number 34, one merits well through supporting Talmidei Chachamim. We see that Shevet Zebulun, so the tribe of Zebulun, merited wealth because they supported Shevet Issachar, who were immersed in the study of Torah, Midrash Rabbah, and the Zohar HaKadosh. So 35, through performing the mitzvah of giving ma'aser, or tithe, a person is blessed with wealth. As it says in Devarim 14:22, Aser ta'aser, you shall surely tithe. The doubled terminology in the pasuk can be explained to mean Aser bishvil tis asher, tithing so that you shall become wealthy. Number 36, reciting the 13 principles of faith. So the Rambam's 13 principles, and I do have a short there's a playlist of the memorization, like a playlist of Jewish education memorization videos. There's a playlist for the 13 principles of faith. So we're reciting the 13 principles of faith. Daily is a Segulot For Parnassah, Midrash Pinchas. Okay, so 37, reciting Igeret Haramban, so the letter that the Ramban, Moshe ben Nachman, wrote to his son, is a Segula For Parnassah. We actually have them. That's what we say Birkat HaMazon from at the table with the family. We have the Igeret Haramban, and it's in the back of that book. I'm sorry, Birkat HaMazon's in the back of that book, but the letter's at the front of the book. It's just a few pages of the letter, and then the entire Art Scroll book is goes into commentary on every line. So it's a Segula For Parnassah, as he writes there that on the day that you read this letter, you will be answered from heaven for whatever you ask. It says that in the letter. So it is a Segula For Parnassah to daven copiously for one's livelihood. It should actually say to daven for somebody else's livelihood, because that's actually important. If you do some, I can't believe that that's actually not on any of these pages. So we'll make that number 40, but that's 38 is a Segula For Parnassah to daven copiously for one's livelihood. Number 39, it is a Segula For Parnassah not to engage in any dishonesty in one's work. Okay, I'm going to give you the 40th one. It's a Segula For Parnassah to daven copiously for somebody else's livelihood, for somebody else's business. Pray for your employer. Pray for your friends. Pray for, people, older people that have fixed incomes. My gosh, if they need something that's outside of their income range, it's such a stress on them, and they're, older people don't need any bit of stress. So anyway, that's it. I got this off of a website. I think the website might be called betterthanasegulah.com or something. I don't know, but you could look it up. You could find it. So thanks for listening. May you be blessed with Parnassah and pot, all your bread and all your cares be taken care of. Study Torah. Do good to other people. Give to charity. And fill your treasury in the world to come. Don't worry about this world. Fill the treasury in the world to come. That's what matters.